Hello everyone! Welcome to Lolaland! In the previous 3 crochet in the round tutorial videos, I introduced crocheting in the round tube shape, crocheting in the round oval shape, and crocheting in the round ring shape. Except for the ring shape, which has a special no foundation chain method using a circular object. These 3 methods of crocheting in the round usually start with a foundation chain. In this episode, I'll introduce another way to start crocheting in the round. It's the most common and widely used method in crochet, the magic ring. Magic ring. Looking at the symbol diagram for a magic ring, you can see that using a magic ring creates a circular piece. Circular pieces are often used for coasters, cushions, flowers, and similar projects. A magic ring can also be used to form a sphere. We use it all the time when making Amigurumi dolls. The core of a magic ring is the ring in the middle. Unlike the foundation chain methods shown in previous episodes, a magic ring is usually started using the yarn tail. Based on how this ring is made, I'll show you 3 ways to create a magic ring. Each has its pros and cons and works best for different situations. This episode is very important and packed with useful information. Please give it a like and subscribe, and let's get started. Take a long yarn tail, about 10 centimeters. Longer is fine, but don't make it too short. Place the yarn tail on your palm and hold it between your thumb and middle finger. Hold the yarn with your right hand and wrap it around your left index finger. One loop. 2 loops. Tuck the yarn tail behind your index finger. Pinch the yarn tail with the last 3 fingers of your right hand. Hold all the loops between your index finger and thumb, then slip them off your finger. Wrap the yarn around your left hand. Switch to holding the loops between your left thumb and middle finger. Take your hook in your right hand. Adjust your grip so you're holding the bottom of the loops, leaving the center open. Insert your hook through the center of the loops. Yarn over. Pull the yarn back through the center of the loops. Use your right middle and ring fingers to pull the yarn tail down. Then let your left ring and little fingers hold it tight. Yarn over again. Pull the yarn through the loop on your hook. The magic ring is complete. This operation simply wraps the yarn tail into a loop around your finger, and then ties a knot to secure that loop. So when counting stitches, this knot does not count as a stitch. After making the magic ring, we'll start crocheting the first round. Pinch the ring again. First, make a turning chain. Begin the first round. Every stitch of the first round is worked by inserting the hook through the center of the ring. Here I'm demonstrating crocheting 6 single crochets into the ring. In written diagrams, this is the most common magic ring 6SC6X. After making the first stitch, be sure to place a stitch marker to mark it as the first stitch. This way, whenever you need to count stitches or do other operations, you'll easily find the first stitch. While crocheting, keep pinching the ring with your thumb and middle finger. Continue crocheting the rest of the single crochets. After each stitch, rotate the rings lightly clockwise. This makes room for the next stitch. Now the 6 single crochets are complete. Pull the loop larger and remove the hook. Pull the yarn tail out from the center. Now there are 2 strands left at this spot. One of them, when pulled, will tighten the magic ring. The other, when pulled, will shorten the yarn tail. We need to find the one that tightens the ring, but we don't know which one it is yet. So pick one at random and pull it gently. You see the ring is tightening. That means we found the right one. Now pull the other strands to see what happens. You can clearly see the yarn tail shortening, but the ring doesn't change. So that's not the one we want. Pull the strand that tightens the ring to close the ring. Then pull the yarn tail to tighten the other strands of the ring. Some of you might wonder, why not just pull the yarn tail first and then the other strand? The answer is, you can't. You have to tighten the ring first. Then you can pull the yarn tail. That's the procedure. Once the ring is tightened, the magic ring with 6 single crochets is completed. We won't join with a slip stitch here because the second round can be crocheted in different ways. There's too much content, so I'll cover that in the next episode in detail. First, follow my movements to wrap the yarn. Pull the yarn tail a bit longer. Wrap it around your middle finger once to form a cross. Hold the cross with your thumb. Insert the hook under the loop. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop. Yarn over again. Pull the yarn through the loop on your hook. Just like the double less than unk greater than loop magic ring, this is the starting knot. It does not count as a stitch. Slip the loop off your finger. The single loop magic ring is now complete. The single loop ring is quite loose. You can enlarge or tighten it freely. The crocheting after this is exactly the same as the double loop method. First, make a turning chain. Then again, work 6 single crochets into the ring. While pinching the ring, also pinch the yarn tail together with it. When crocheting, you need to work over both strands. Make sure the single crochets enclose both strands. During crocheting, you can adjust the size of the ring at any time. Pull the yarn tail and the ring gets smaller. Pull the single strand that forms the ring, and the ring gets bigger. After completing the first round, tighten the ring by pulling the yarn tail. Now the single loop magic ring with 6SC is finished. After introducing 2 types of magic rings that use the yarn tail, finally, let me show you a way to make a magic ring using a foundation chain. Yes, you heard that right, a foundation chain again. but this method is used in rather specific situations. When your yarn is so delicate that pulling the yarn tail in a normal magic ring might break it. Or when your yarn is dry, stiff, or has special decorations that make it hard to pull the tail. Then you can use this chain-based magic ring method. First, we start with a foundation chain. Chain 2. Turn the chain and locate the back bump of the first chain from the hook. This back bump stitch will serve as the ring for the magic ring. Next, we will crochet 6 single crochets into this back bump loop. Crocheting 6 single crochets into the same stitch will be very crowded, but just power through it. Now the chain-based magic ring with 6SC is complete. Finally, let's summarize and compare these 3 magic ring methods. Advantages of the double loop magic ring. The starting ring is sturdy and tight, good for projects that need to bear weight. For example, bag bottoms. The disadvantages. You need to pull 2 strands to tighten the ring, which is a bit cumbersome. Also, because the structure is so tight, sometimes pulling the yarn can be difficult. You might even break the yarn if you pull too hard. Advantages of the single loop magic ring. You can adjust the size of the ring at any time. After finishing the first round, you only need to pull 1 yarn tail. The disadvantage is that the ring tends to loosen more easily. You may need to retighten the yarn tail often as you crochet. Advantages of the chain-based magic ring. No need to pull any yarn tails after completing the first round, that are suited for fragile, stiff, or easily tangled yarns. The disadvantage is that you cannot tighten the ring. There will always be a small hole in the center. Also, because the ring can't be adjusted. If you need many stitches in the first round, the center will become very crowded. Alright, that's all for this episode. The second round after a magic ring involves some special techniques that need explanation. It's a bit long, so I'll cover it in a separate video next time. If you can't wait, you can just follow the crochet in the round methods from the earlier episodes. The magic ring is probably the most common starting method on my channel. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll reply as soon as I see them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.